For listeners who aren't familiar with the fragrance wardrobe is the essence of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Could you tell us more about it?
It's not something we made up to make it different. We didn't even make the concept because it's me. As a kid, I was wearing different perfumes. I remember I have some bottles in my bedroom at my parents' house. And depending on my mood, I was choosing, I had the Capucci perfume, the Pierre Cardin perfume, Pour un homme by Caron, Déo Sauvage, and also Habit Rouge, Obsession, and the Vetiver by Guerlain. And sometimes for a couple of days, I was wearing the same perfume and all of a sudden I would change. This is how I did it. This is how I experienced perfume myself.
As a kid, did you describe it as a wardrobe? Because typically you'd just say I have a collection.
Yes, it was already a wardrobe without thinking one day I would create my own. It's not a concept because when we launched the Maison, we had already the idea because we had Cologne pour le matin and Cologne pour le soir for two different moments of the day. One is about the white shirt and the feeling of crispness, and the other one is about the feeling of being at home and wearing your indoor outfit. The way the house was designed was already about the olfactive wardrobe from the beginning. The way I was speaking about perfume, the way I was talking about the fragrance silhouette, like the shape, was already about the olfactive wardrobe. As a perfumer, when you smell a perfume on someone or when you smell just a perfume, I can see with my brain what I smell, basically. The same way a musician goes beyond the notes, you know? You go in details, you dive into the music. I can dive into the perfume, and when I dive into something that I smell, I have a shape in my mind. I could say, oh, this is a kind of an ambery scent, this one is a floral scent. And then all of a sudden, at the same moment in my head, I have the shape of the formula. So basically, the fragrance wardrobe is also the olfactive silhouette, you know?
Yeah. Did you use the word wardrobe from the beginning?
A year after, maybe. I was talking a lot about fashion, about vestiaire, about outfit, about Yves Saint Laurent, going from the Saharienne to the black tie suit, the dark dress with the pink bow. As a teenager, I was totally mesmerized by Saint Laurent as a designer because of the diversity of style, the array of silhouettes. And as a perfumer, while I was working for other brands, I used to do like green tea for Arden, which is very fresh, and then I do the feminine with Narciso, and then I do the super bold and the vanilla and the amber. Why all of a sudden, because I work for myself, why should I constrain myself into one category? Why do we have to have a style? Why do I have to create only ambery scent because it's ambery? And definitely, I did not want to work like that. I think it was not appropriate for me because you put things in a box.
So Francis, what for you is the link between fashion or clothes and perfume? Do you have any personal stories to share on that or personal connections?
I see many connections. The first one to me is the body, because it's about someone wearing something. Either you wear a perfume or you wear a piece of clothing. That's the first obvious link. Then I would say that perfume can be the extension of clothing. Perfume basically is the closest piece of clothes that you can put on skin. I'm a perfumer because I wanted to become a fashion designer, because my grandfather was a tailor. So as a child, from as far as I can remember, I saw a sewing machine, I saw people holding needles, I saw my family sewing and cutting fabrics with big scissors. I have a fascination for that. Even when I walk into a couture atelier, I have that fascination of transforming fabric. I think there is something amazing about the fact that your fabric is rolled on itself and all of a sudden it can become a beautiful piece of garment. That amazes me, and I love that type of craftsmanship. Couture is about designing dress, about the construction, about the architecture of the dress, about the line, the sketch. And I do remember, because my mother was a very skilled drawer and a couturière as well. Seamstresses?
Yep, seamstress.
Seamstress. Mm-hmm. I'm not skilled in drawing, so I couldn't be a couturier. And in the early 80s, the closest work to couture was perfume. So I ended up at 14, 15 years old telling my family, okay, I want to become a perfumer now. Et voilà.
And here you are.
And here I am.
So how is the wardrobe meant to be used?
The entire philosophy of the olfactive wardrobe is to explain to people that they should empower their relationship to perfumes the same way they act with anything else in their beauty routine or how they dress. My job is to provide you the perfect wardrobe. Little by little, we are filling in all the fragrance categories. If you think of shoes, it goes from the running shoes to the workout shoes, but then you have more formal, outwear, daytime, rain shoes. So imagine a cabinet with shoes, but imagine a cabinet with perfumes, and you go from fresh citrus, green notes, woody, ambery, and then you decide. So either you want to stick to one because you have a signature scent, and once in a while you do a step on the side, so it's all about that. That's, to me, the philosophy. The range is very wide. You can go from Aqua Universalis to Oud Satin Mood. It goes from gender-free scents to very gendered, like Amiris Femme, Amiris Homme. It goes from very clean and fresh to very warm, ambery, bold, and very French, as I call ambers. Oud Satin, for example. Something very minimalistic like 724. Something very fun and quirky with Kurkdjian. I would say something totally different from what we have ever seen on the market, like Rouge 540.
Can people create their own fragrance wardrobe?
The idea behind the wardrobe is to have that freedom of choice. It's my way to tell people, relax. Perfume is not as dramatic as you think. Believe in your gut's feeling. Believe in yourself. If you like it, wear it. If you want to change, change. If you feel that you have a summer scent or a winter scent, if you feel that you have a daytime scent and nighttime scent, if you think that you have a weekdays scent and weekend scent, just feel free. Be yourself. It's all about that. To me, the fragrance wardrobe is about just be who you want to be. Don't be afraid about don'ts or do's. Just believe in yourself, because no one but you can understand or feel what scent to wear. It's as simple as that. So there are no rules in a way. You just have to go through the entire range and talk to the inner you. Try not to be afraid about what people might think. There are no faux pas in wearing perfumes. The best perfume in the world is the one you like, the one you enjoy wearing, because that one is going to create memories for yourself, for your entourage, for your encounters, your family, for your friends. The beauty of the job is all about that. It's about creating memories. If you close your eyes and you think about the smell of your lover, or the smell of your parents, or the smell of your children, or even if it's about candles and home scent, if you remember the smell of places, it's all about that. And my job is to create memories. That's part of my mission as well. So one side is velvety and very soft and silky, and the other side is more like scratchy. A feeling can be translated into a scent, that's for sure.
Do you see yourself as a couturier of perfume?
I would love to be seen like that, definitely. Oh yeah, I would love that.